Hey guys, Kevin Downey from Kevin M. Downey. Thanks so much for taking the time today. Really appreciate it. Continuing our video series on AI. I'm trying to keep these as short as I can. This one, I want to talk about PDF or report synthesization. For some reason, I can't say that word. And using AI in your business and just all the different things you can do with it. In this particular case, synthesizing a bunch of reports into one report, one summary report, right? And so one of the things that I don't do in videos is I do not share or show client information for privacy reasons and our terms of service and the way we work, especially with the AI stuff as of late. We want to be very private about things. So the demos that I can show on screen all have to do with me or my agency for the most part. I can invent things from scratch too and keep them generic. But those are really the only things I can show because I can't show client stuff, right? I've got that in a separate thing here that I don't show on screen. So we talk about AI and use case in business, and I'm going to show you our website and our program information at the end, how you can schedule a call. But again, we focus mostly in these videos on standalone use, right? So it's not integrated and not agentic, which we do that for clients. We custom build those things and do all those things and implement training and all that stuff. But the general training is usually about standalone use within organizations for the owners, for the employees, whether leaders, all the way to the frontline people. We're seeing ongoing increasing use of AI and a desire to learn how to use it, right? And the level of people that in terms of the way they will use AI is different, obviously, because there's a certain amount of variation you're going to get in how deep someone naturally will go with AI. But it's all about building a process that helps them specifically that they can follow. And then some of them are going to dig in after general training we do and dig into AI and get all kinds of use out of it and come up with all kinds of custom things on their own. And some people just need a process built for them that they follow and they go X and they get Y, right? And that's just part of it. So in this case, the example is, let's get a synthesized report out of Claude from a number of different reports, right? And this is actually a really hard one because one of the things about Claude is there's a limitation on the number of images and pages that you can put into an individual chat session. So you always want to have, first of all, memory turned on. You can always have it reference previous chats or multiple previous chats. In this case, I did that. So I said, Claude, please reference our three most recent chats where I uploaded a series of assessments on me. I would like you to now give me a synthesized report on me based on all of them that you have cataloged, right? So it's going and pulling in all of those assessment results. And again, there was a ton of them. There's 20-something documents, and some of them were 30 pages and some were a couple pages, right? But they were varying in length. So you got all this information that it got from all of these reports, an assessment, all kinds of different assessments, including, IQ type test, right? That kind of thing, or tests. So it's pulling all of these things in, and then it gives a synthesized report. And I had it do a little bit of fixing on it graphically, right? But this is the end game of what you can do. So I had it pull all those reports together. And again, the point isn't to show you this specific use case. It's the general idea of synthesization within Claude based on a number of different sources. It could be a bunch of PDFs and images. It could be links. It could be CSV files. It could be all kind of database of some kind, right? You can do all kinds of different things and bring it together and give it very specific instruction, and you can get out a lot. Right? So in this case, you have 20 plus instruments over a 6-year period fed into it about me, in this case. And then it comes up with a complete summary on all of those combined. And it is absolutely amazing. It's one of the coolest things on a standalone use case that you can do is you can synthesize reports and things together to come up with data and information that is very useful in business, right? Useful within organizations and departments, so on and so forth, right? So this is what it pumped out. So it took a long time for it to bring it all in. Not a long time. When we say long time with AI, it's minutes. Right, long time is like when it get into research mode and it's a 6-minute, go through 600 websites and sources. Like that's long for AI, right? Because it is so fast. But it took a handful of minutes to bring everything in. I think all of them 20 plus, it probably took something like that, about a minute a piece, maybe 20 minutes or so total for it to bring everything in. And then it kicked out a report. It did it fairly quickly. And then the PDF itself takes a little bit more time, a few minutes to generate, because PDFs have to be layered a certain way. And I get into that in the graphic design element of using Claude or AI for that kind of use case. But you do have to have it fix certain things. Like it'll have some graphical errors on a PDF output. A lot of times stuff like this, it'll be kicked over too far to the right or off the page, or some of it's cut off. And you have to show it and say, hey, on page whatever it is, page 9 or whatever this is, page 11, hey, the green box is kicked too far to the right. Can you fix that for me? Bam. It'll look at it and it'll diagnose the problem and it'll repump it out. And it's perfect, right? Usually it fixes problems right away without any difficulty. But anyway, that's all about synthesizing reports. And in this case, it was almost all PDFs, maybe a couple of images. But that is, again, part of the way and standalone use of AI, what people within an organization can do with it and the power that it gives them. And again, it's a thought partner. And I preach that all of the time to companies. The general standalone use of AI is as a thought partner, right? It doesn't think in the traditional sense or in the specific sense the way humans do, but it does think from an outside perspective. It looks like it's thinking because it can make judgments. And it does that through pattern recognition and a lot of different things, and information, obviously, in general. That's what AI brings to the table at a generic level on the front end as a thought partner. That's not what general software does. Software is if X, then Y, right? That's not what AI is. AI is a thought partner. When you treat it that way and you understand it that way and you work with it that way, the depth that you can get into and what you can get out of it is utterly amazing. So anyway, hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions, you want some general AI training, or you got a specific use case, you want to talk about integrated or agentic AI, you want somebody to help you build that out, customize it, train your people on it, all that stuff, that's what we take care of. Visit our website, kevinmdowney.com. Schedule calls in the upper right-hand corner. Best of luck in business in 26, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.